All right. So, man, I know for right now for me, for real estate, it's like almost, the Game of Thrones, like winter is coming. It's here. It's like, how bad are you surviving? Now, what about you? How are you surviving for the rental, like for your rentals?
Man, okay. Rentals is going pretty good for me. I'm not gonna lie, but I did have one incident, and me and you already talked about this, and I had my first vandalism, first first vandalism on a property, and I learned a lot when it comes to that. Um, I learned a lot about insurance, and man, one of the biggest things I've learned, and me and you talked about this, is insurance is high as shit right now too. But if vandalism is not covered for if your place has been vacant for over 30 days, right? And I found that out. And I was like, what? That blew my mind. But luckily I was in within that time frame because I had to evict some people. But yeah, dealing with that's probably the only bad thing I'm dealing with is that vandalism. And then on top of that, the property management. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Like property managers are hard to come by. Everyone thinks getting the property management game is something because it's like, hey, it's lucrative because you make money off the leases, et cetera, et cetera. But depending on where that house is at, you got to deal with people. Anytime you got to deal with people. I've been at houses, man, we're like, that house looks amazing. You go on the inside, it's dirty as can be, man. And some people don't take care of stuff very well. So with your thing with the PMs, what are some of the struggles you've been having?
Just fucking showing up, answering the phone. Like this, I only have this issue in Lubbock. And I think it's only because of where I own the home, but I had to fire the PM, right? Got a new PM, right? He was cool. Everything was great. He quit. Now I can't get in touch with the fucking company. You know what I'm saying? So these are real issues you run with when you do short term, or not short term, when you do rentals. Like you're gonna run into issues. You're gonna run into these things. But what you got to just put your little I would say your task in place and have people in place. But in this situation is a very unique situation, right? Good thing I have Mike over there for for the place that I'm invested in. But this is one of the strategies. It's like, okay, if I have this holy hell thing happen, I don't want to go to Mike. I try not to, but I know that he's always going to be there. He's always there. So now I'm like, hey man, I need help, because I tried twice. This is going on, but this is part of the investment strategies when you go out of state or you got to have like these kind of due diligence in place.
Yeah. And actually, I know the area. I've been over the house several times, been over there helping, do those things. And that's the crazier part, right? Because, being a realtor, you're going, hey, I need to get into this house. So, like, they're looking at me weird. I'm like, no, like, it has nothing to do with business. I'm just doing it for my friend. I'm not here on any other things, but just like a friend. Like, I just live. Luckily, I live here, right? And PMs can make or break you, man. And like I said, people think it's fun, it's luxury. You're dealing with people. People don't pay rent. Like, so if you're a PM, right? Like, let's say I was a PM, I'm not, but let's say I was. You want your money because you're the investor, and then the people are not giving me the money, right? So as a business myself, I cannot make money until I can give you your money, so I can charge you a percentage of your money. And then if people break stuff, you got to have somebody on staff to fix it. And I think everyone has a horror story of PMs because you got to find them, right? Not everybody's made equal, and I don't know what's going on right now, but showing up. We've had the same issue with contractors, just showing up and doing your work. The money's there to be paid. The money's
and that's another thing. People. Like we can't get the workers to even do like I can't believe we're at the point where it's hard to even get workers to even come fix things. You know what I mean? This is where we are right now. In the economy, or they say they want to fix it and then they just don't show up. Right? They show up and then you start asking them for legit items and they can't deliver. They're not even legit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So just very interesting, but this is actually not the worst PM experience I ever have. I'm just familiar with it to learn how to pivot out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, right. But other than that, man, everything else is good. But I did want to ask you though, how you with the short-term rentals out there? How's that working out?
So we're seeing that some people are selling a lot more Airbnbs. So we're here in West Texas. We don't have like a theme park. Like we have Texas Water Rampage, and you would think by saying Texas Water Rampage is big, it's not. It's small. But so we got that here, right? Like we have Texas Tech. We have like 40,000 students. We have like 5 economies, et cetera. but we don't have anything that draws them here for that. We have a stable economy because of our nursing, our college, agriculture, those type of things, but we don't have a main attraction. And so the main attraction is a college. But like we said this, I think last year, hey, with your short-term rentals, if you have no attraction, people are going to start saving money. And more Airbnbs have been for sale. I've been showing more houses that are Airbnbs.
Man, I honestly I called this. I think I called this in one of our episodes, and I was like, Airbnbs are going to suffer big time because of the economy. Even with me, even having next to a big attraction, like Disney or something like that, it's still, it's not there. I mean, hell, they're even firing like what 3 million, 7, like whatever, how many people they're firing. They're firing a lot of people, 7,000 people or something like that, whatever. So it's even I feel like they're even embracing for the impact as well. But and good thing for me, I do have that kind of attraction, so it kind of offsets. It's not just that there. So but yeah, honestly, I called that a long time ago. I honestly think that when these people get these homes, when you buy an Airbnb used home, I think you're going to get a good deal. Like these people are going to come up on steals, because when you do an Airbnb, nobody wants to move the furniture. You can have it as is, take it all. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to see a lot of people come up, and when they buy these homes, they're going to be able to be like, okay, man, I have all this stuff, or they're going to get it and then deal with the nightmare of like getting rid of it and stuff. But I do think a lot of good deals are about to come up as far as market wise.
Yeah, and I almost got into Airbnb. You and I were talking about that last year. I forgot what, like during the summer, I think, and it was just like, but, and you and I were talking, and you helped me. We were thinking about it, and you had me like break it down, like, okay, you're going to buy it this time. Okay, cool. Well, how long is it going to take? Okay, we could say 3 months. Okay, cool. 3 months. Let's say worst case scenario. We had to actually put it where was it going to fall into. It falls in a time that what our main attraction here, which is a college football, would be like over with. So if it's over with, then what do we mainly have? And if we would have got into it right now, we would have been suffering because we wouldn't have had the money for it. We missed it, right? And like you said, but I know that probably next year, dollars on a penny. You know what I mean? We're going to go get them. But it's just, am I preparing now to make sure that I can acquire that next year?
Man, I don't even think, I think Airbnbs are going to suffer for a while. I just don't think, I think that's going to suffer for probably about 2 years. And I think, in my opinion, I think we're going to go through a nice penny pinch time, right? And I think you have to be like totally buy something, like worth going to for Airbnbs to come back. And you may have like your getaway spots and stuff like that, but it's going to take a while to get back to what they were. That's just my opinion.
Now, real quick, I want to ask you about this. Do you think a lot of the short-term rentals are suffering if they're with Airbnb because of cleaning fees? Do you think those are becoming too high?
No, I don't think the cleaning fees are going to be coming too high. I don't even think that's the deal breaker, right? I just think the whole trip in a whole is costing too much with the inflation. Gas, right? Everything has gone up. You just got to, there's no more, oh my God, this is up, right? Like plane tickets, right? Driving, groceries, whatever to make the whole vacation has gone up at least 25%, 25, 30%. So I think that just much in a whole with Airbnbs is that's just what it is, not the cleaning fees, because I mean, like hotel fees are just as bad.
All right. So you have one of your properties that got vandalized. Saw the pictures, and it was like, it was one of those pictures where you look at it and be like, man, you try to do something nice. Cause I'll say this for your rental, it's the nicest one on the block. It's like, you take care of it. You actually like send people over and just pay people to hey, do this. I need to get this taken care of. Which other landlords sometimes are like, nah, that's cool. I'll let whatever goes on there until I get my rent or whatever. But you had vandalized going on. Now, what was your situation? Because you have insurance, and then if you do, what does that look like?
Okay, so the insurance process for vandalism is like this. Like, if anybody ever goes through a vandalism, and this is 100% for you, you need to listen up, right? If you do not have property managers, the first thing you need to do, bam, call the police, right? Call the police, get that police report. That's going to be key to do that, right? Because obviously the insurance can look at the police report, right? Then I say with that, you need pictures, all the pictures that you can get, right? And just leave it. And then on top of that, you have to do not touch or pick anything up. Okay, that is another one. Don't touch anything. Don't try to clean up unless it's like a hazard or something like that. Then you can clean up. But they want everything exactly the way it is, so they can send their inspector in there at ASAP, and he can look at and assess all the damage without things. In my situation, Jesus Christ! In my situation, I had somebody unfortunately plug the bathtub up right with a towel. Was it a towel? It looked like a towel, right? They plugged it up with a towel and just turned the water on and left for the weekend. They broke in and turned the water on, and then the bathtub flooded the whole freaking house. But I had vinyl floating planks, and but yeah, it really messed up the whole house. Punched all the doors in, ripped all the cabinets off of the in the kitchen. Multiple holes. It was just ridiculous. But anyway. Once you do that, and then they'll come and take pictures, and then they'll ask you some questions, and then they'll send you a check, right? But if you are out of that 30-day mark, right, which is crazy, right? Because homes sit on the market. Some homes sit vacant, like for rentals, probably sometimes most 90 days. 90 days, 60 days easily. So you only have 30 days of coverage if you're. So I think for anybody who looks into that, look at what your coverage is for vandalism, for vacant, and how long it is, and how long your place is covered for. I think that's super important. I know I am. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, man, that was rough. I saw the pictures. I was like, dang.
I wasn't even upset either.
I was upset for you. I was like, damn it, like, man, my damn city, goddamn my city, man, my city, he's just not treating you right.
Okay, well, I don't know why would you have to do this? You know what I mean? Break into an empty home and just mess it up. So I just, I was just like, whoever did that, then, man, I hope they going through some crazy issues. That's all I'm saying. So this is what insurance is for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you actually told me that, like, 'cause I was like, dang, I was actually mad for you. And you go, that's what insurance is for, which I think speaks to the seasonedness when it comes to being an investor. Hey, this is going to happen. And not only am I prepared for this, I have a system in place for this to sit there and say, this is what I do. I don't get emotional about it. Mm-hmm. I call a PM. All right, you take care of this, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I got to talk to the insurance company. All right. That's what I'm doing now. And I think that's what people I need to understand. Like, this is going to happen. This is the game. Now, speaking of that though, right? Like, so your house got vandalized. That means you're not getting rent. So like, what type of savings are you having, or how are you mitigating to make sure that, because you still got to pay your mortgage, the bank can care less that this happened. How are you protecting yourself on that side?
So honestly, this is how, unfortunate for me with this, how these entities are, how I have these, right? I have other properties that are actually carrying the load. So I'm still winning. I'm just not winning big. You know what I mean? Because I don't have this cash flow. But fortunate for me, I am not in the hole when it comes to this mortgage, because the cash flow I have from the other properties are supporting this one. You know what I mean? And still with some little bit left. But again, this is what happens when you start volumizing things, and you can do these things. So this is a good example of just volumizing your assets. Mm-hmm.